My goal when I started this band was to hold a piece of music that I made in my hand, and that was my only goal. I never thought about our music ever going out of Kentucky. I didn't care. I was in college and I just wanted to press a CD that I made.
Knocked Loose first started as a garage band. It was 4 friends who came together at our guitarist Isaac's house and just kind of bullshitted around, wrote whatever, and didn't really know what we wanted to sound like. A lot of it sounded very different from each other's song, I guess.
Right about when I joined, we started writing for this full length, and before me, all the other releases were written and recorded without drummers. You know, everything was Isaac, Brian, and Kevin in Isaac's garage, you know, sitting at his computer just hashing things out. So as a band, you know, it was the first time the band has written with a drummer and a second guitarist, and it was pretty smooth.
I joined back in May of 2015, and as soon as I joined, we started writing for the new record. And yeah, we definitely wanted to have a different style than their older stuff. And to write, we would all get into a room together and just kind of bounce ideas off of each other. And like, me and Isaac would come with the riffs, and then we would decide like where we wanted to put the riffs in the song. And it was just like a whole cohesive effort.
The writing for Laugh Tracks started the summer of last year. We didn't even have a second guitar player. It was a whole new way of writing. We wanted to try something completely different. In the past, basically all the writing was just me. It was just me in a room with a computer and a guitar, plugging into the computer, putting program drums on everything, and that's how we did our record. Dun 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 bum 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 bum. That's in the breakdown as well, and then the rest is just the fact that there was the into the breakdown. We took out a dissonant and halftime.
Yeah.
We took some time off to start writing the record, and we'd get together twice a week, sometimes if we were lucky. I was living in Ohio at the time, so I would have the 2-hour commute, but sometimes I could pull it off and we would get together twice a week. And towards the beginning, it felt like we were banging one out every single time we got together. You know, new song, new song, new song, new song. You know, it was really cool. It was a productive time period. And then it took like one writer's block for us to just like scratch everything.
Well, I didn't really know what to expect coming to the studio since I've never recorded in an actual studio. My other bands would just record at like Isaac's house, which isn't really a studio. So coming here, it was really cool because Will made us like all feel comfortable in the studio.
What really stood out to us about Will was that he reached out wanting to do our record, which is something that really surprised us. At this point, at the point where Will did reach out to us, we'd never even thought about working with a producer. We knew that we might have to, but it never got to the point where we were thinking about choosing a guy.
We were in California, and we met Tom, who plays in Straight From The Path, for the first time, and we went out and got some food with him, and we were hanging out, and he asked, like, have you ever heard of Will Putney? And I was like, no. Isaac, of course, had heard of him, because Isaac is a human dictionary. And they started telling me, like, bands that he's done, bands that he's recorded, bands that he's produced, so on and so forth. And he asked us if we would ever be interested in a producer. And I was like, no, we write our own songs. But I was very naive and uneducated in what a producer actually does. Tom kind of filled me in, and he showed me text messages from Will saying, I gotta work with these guys. And we had a couple people in mind for the record, but once we saw the enthusiasm behind Will, like, we had never had somebody interested in us that way. Like, we never had somebody that was like, I have to work with these guys. Like, you could just tell that it hit him, and that's what I want. And after that, the decision was pretty easy to be made. Like, that's the guy. And we contacted him, we booked the time, and we did it.
Pretty much living here for 2 weeks. We've been around solely music for 2 weeks. There's music playing in every room. Randy or Steve, even Will, working on different bands. Everywhere you go, you hear a different band, pretty much.
We worked on the tougher songs first, the faster songs, ones that would take the most out of me, and so it kind of like started difficult, and then slowly got easier with the other songs that I was more comfortable with, more familiar with. And working with Will, we came in with these songs, and he would listen to them on his own time over and over again, and he would pick out things that he maybe would want to change. So we are leaving with slightly different songs than we came in with because of what he heard, what he thought would flow a little better, and so that was interesting to get an outside perspective on what we were working on.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.